do it. All right. So now the St. Peter's
Ooh.
and our special guest, our special surprise guest, join me in welcoming Jahida Lorenzo. Woo!
Give her a round of applause.
Hey, Jahida.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm well. I'm well.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm wondering for maybe for people who may not know you, could you say a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Jahida, and my family is originally from Florida, but I've lived in New York with my husband now for the past 8 years. And for those who know me well, they know I love French culture. I'm fluent in the language. I love reading, and Melissa and I share a love for Jane Austen or anything Jane Austen. And I grew up Catholic, but I came to St. Peter's around maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. I can't remember, but I literally just stumbled on the building. I saw it, and there was something about it that spoke to me, and that's how I started going there. So yeah, that's me in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
awesome. And Jahida was also the junior warden of the vestry when I first came. And so like her and Melissa are like their nicknames are Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that duo,
Yeah.
powerful duo,
Don't go on a road trip with them then, because it doesn't end well.
right?
Yeah.
Doesn't end well.
Yeah, that ends.
There are definitely days where you're like, maybe we should get in a car and run off.
For real.
So like take us with you. Yeah. And so
You just don't want me driving.
yeah, and Jahida, you should also mention your husband is French.
Yes, he is, Matt.
Yeah.
He shows up on occasion in St. Peter's.
How did you meet him?
I was a grad student in Paris, and I rented, or I shared actually. I was roommates with a woman whose son was his close friend.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
Neat. Do you speak other languages?
So my maternal language is actually Spanish. My family's from Puerto Rico. So I do speak Spanish. And then someone told me English doesn't count, so I don't count English now.
Language? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man. Oh.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, shall we jump in?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So 10 rapid fire questions, just whatever first comes to mind.
Okay. Oh.
So the first question is there like a Christmas tradition that your family has?
Yes. So my usual tradition is my mom, it's her favorite holiday. So usually she throws a party on the 24th at her house. So
Nice.
that's usually where I am.
Is that what it will be?
Yeah, I will be this year as well. Yeah.
Oh wow, nice. Very
And
nice.
it can last anywhere from 2 to 4 a.m. So,
Wow.
It's like a party, right?
so Christmas Day, I'm usually sleeping in and recuperating.
Well, we'll move on. What's on your nightstand?
Ooh, a lot of lavender creams. And usually
Mine
whatever
too.
book I'm reading. Yeah.
You said lavender creams and what else?
And whatever book I'm reading.
Cool.
Oh, nice. I love lavender. It's just like it's like such a calming scent.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
love it too. Rodney and I get in fights about it. I got that a dishwashing soap that had a really strong lavender scent, and he can't stand it. Like hates it. Like it's calming, like relax and wash your dishes.
Yeah. I think my husband doesn't like it either. So yeah. So if he's irritated me, I really will put a lot on.
Okay, there you go, right? So when it empties, well, like he'll replace it with another one, and I will like purposely like put it back up. He hasn't thrown it away, so it's like it's right there. Like use it.
aggressively using lavender. This is an
That's
interesting.
kind of weird, right?
I know. There's the irony in it.
Yeah. What do you all think of lavender in food? Like I've had like lavender ice creams and things. I'm not sure what I think about that.
Actually, I had a delicious, it was vanilla lavender ice cream, like gelato. I think it was from that like Van Leeuwen.
Mhm.
It was so good. But yeah, it kind of depends, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not interested. I haven't even tried. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, I can imagine like reaching for rosemary and getting lavender instead and being really disappointed with your life.
Yeah.
And speaking of food,
Uh-oh.
if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, this is a tough one. Man, I'd probably say pizza. And like classic, like no, nothing. I just like a good sauce, a good mozzarella, and some basil, and I'm set.
I was expecting like bouillabaisse or like, duck
Right,
confit or something like deeply French, but New York pizza slice, that's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Yeah. I actually surprisingly don't like French food, which is
What?
horrible for them.
Okay, I'm ending this call.
Minds.
Yeah. They're like, what?
Really? Is it like just in general, you don't
Nothing.
eat it, or is it something?
Yeah,
Food.
I really do. I mean, I love their cheeses and their desserts, but their food, well, I'm vegetarian, so they tend to season a lot with like meat juice and cream, which I'm not a fan of either. And so yeah, it's funny. So when I'm over there and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make this and like cook it in some cream," and they have a cream called bechamel, and I'm just like inside, I'm cringing, but I'm like, "Oh, that sounds great." Yeah,
Yeah, it is true. French food is very meat forward.
it is.
Yeah. Jahida, do you have a like a favorite pizza place here in New York?
No, I don't have a particular favorite. When I lived in Chelsea, I would definitely go to Gotham a lot. Um,
Which is, it's solid.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is a new question that we asked last week, and I'll explain it in a second. It's what is your anti-pet peeve? And so so if a pet peeve is like a little thing that just really bugs you,
Yeah.
an anti-pet peeve, it's the opposite of that. So it's like a tiny thing in life that brings you an exponential amount of joy.
Sipping tea.
Mm-hmm.
I love tea. And I once heard a quote from, I think it was the show The Mentalist. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like an old crime show, but the guy would always say tea is a hug in a cup. And I totally agree with that. I like love tea. And I feel like anytime you're having a bad day, like a hot cup of tea is just very soothing.
So true. I love that.
That's
Hug and
huge.
cup. Mm.
Um,
Oh, wow. If you had a spirit animal, what would it be and why?
ooh, a spirit animal, maybe a giraffe.
Ooh.
And so a few years ago, I went to South Africa, and there were a lot of giraffes, and they were just so beautiful and so amazing, so elegant.
Mm.
And it's funny because they're very, very long. I think like I was surprised by, you always imagine them having these long necks, but then when you see them running in their own habitat, they're just incredibly gracious. They run surprisingly fast, and they're just very light. So I like that about them. They're just kind of like this discreet, quiet vegetarian animal, and so I would say that, yeah, I would see myself as a giraffe, kind of roaming with them.
Very nice.
Yeah. They're not fans of French food because it's too.
No.
And strangely, they're the only animal that the French don't eat.
Thank God.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
So what's your motto?
Ooh, my motto. So I would go with a quote that I have from Jane Eyre, where she says, principles and morals are not for times when they're when there is no temptation. They are for times such as these, when body and soul rise in mutiny against their rigor. And to me, that always, I just, it's like the very definition of what principles and morals are.
That's good. Wait, can you say that? Can you say that one more time?
Put that in the
Sure. It's morals and principles are not for times when there is no temptation. They are for times such as these, when body and soul rise in mutiny against their rigor.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm amazed at like how you just like pull that from your memory too.
Yeah. Oh, when I read the book, I mean, years ago when I was probably a teenager, that stood out so much to me. And over the years, I reread the novel, and I would literally copy down the quote, and I framed it at one point. So I had it on my desk when I was in college, and it's stayed with me ever since.
Yeah, it's formed you. You've used it. You've held it within you for such a long time. That's nice.
Yeah, I love you. I love that.
That's a long motto. I need to find like a shorter, cooler one. Something hip.
So, how would your friends who knew you in high school describe you?
Bubbly, bubbly, nerdy, and and let me think, and weird. Like, yeah.
Bubbly, weird nerd.
Yes.
I'm curious, did you have a style like in terms of like what you wore? Did you have like a bubbly, nerdy style in terms of
In high school? No, I was actually always very classic. And sometimes I even wore my mom's closet because she would have slacks and things like that. So I would literally take her clothes and wear her more like formal attire, which was weirder.
Made you even weirder, right?
And so it was kind of funny. So I would wear her stuff, but the funny thing was my grandmother sometimes would try to make me dress younger, so she would give me clothes, and it would be like a neon t-shirt and maybe like a floral, something a little bit more lively. And I would wear it once, and then I'd be like, oh, this feels weird.
Like, give me those navy blue sacks.
Yeah. I was like, I want my like sweater and navy sacks. Yeah.
I'm just imagining you, Jahida, like 14 years old in one of those like Hillary Clinton pantsuits.
I actually have a picture of me 8 on the day of my birthday wearing a suit to school. Like, it was like a pink suit. It was funny. Yeah.
Did it have shoulder pads too?
No, but I definitely took pictures with blazers my mom had that had shoulder pads.
Nice.
Yeah.
Melissa is saying that your style currently is very Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, thank you. Definitely a big inspiration. The woman as well as her style.
So moving forward, tell us one thing about yourself that people might not know or would find surprising.
Something surprising. Oh, I know how to swing dance. I'm not like fantastic, but I can get along through a song and align with the rhythm. And I actually used to swing dance a lot when I first arrived to New York. And actually ran a swing club in college too. Swing dancing. Every time I say swing, people have like something else in mind.
Dancing, everyone, swing dancing.
So I'm a big fan of old music, like basically 20s, 30s, 40s, big band, jazz, like Duke Ellington and, the Dave Miller Band and all those classic musicians.
When was the last time you danced?
It was probably a few years ago. There's a club in the Lower East Side called the Back Room, I think. I can't remember the exact room. But on Monday nights, they would have a live jazz band come and sing. And you could also dance a little bit. And I remember dancing a little bit with some of the people that were there. But it was very cool. It kind of takes you back in time, and very speakeasy environment.
Yeah.
Was everyone dressed the part?
I'm just gonna ask.
Oh, there are definitely some very serious retro dressers in the swing world.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Brenna, oh, there's a couple people, Christopher and Brenna are saying that we should have a swing club at St. Peter's.
That would be awesome.
Swing dance club.
Yeah.
It was one night during the pandemic where Jimmy and I went out to the 14th, it's like the pier, like Hudson Piers, right on 14th Street. And there's this like kind of like a pavilion right on the water. And there were people, they were doing, I forget what it was, like merengue, or it was like a little bit more of like a Latin American dance. And there were like all these couples out, and they were like dressed to the nines. Dancing, like, you know, with masks on. And it was really lovely. And so we could do that. We could have a swing dance in our courtyard.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, the Halloween dance party was like one of the best things of the year for me. That was great.
That was so much fun. So much fun.
Cool. So what's a snapshot of an ordinary moment that brings you joy?
Ordinary moment that brings me joy. Walking through a garden or in nature. I really love, I think maybe sometimes people might have seen, I have like a little painting of a woods usually behind me. And I really love going for walks in the park. So that would be a little snapshot of joy. And also seeing my niece and nephew. They're 7 and 11 now, and I'm more excited to see them than they are to see me. But I just get so happy seeing them and seeing them smile and seeing them grow up, and their goofy personalities, that I'm so glad they have no qualms about that quite yet. So yeah, those would be little snapshots of joy for me, watching him trying to break dance. It's the new phase.
You know, everything old is new again. You know,
Yeah,
full circle.
true.
Yeah. All right. So this is the final question. So what are you deeply grateful for right now?
Deeply grateful for, gosh, I'm grateful for so many things. I think right now, I'm grateful for my family, definitely, and for and this is going to sound odd, but I'm grateful for my personality, that I try to be very optimistic. And even though I'm a realist, I still keep a strong sense of hope and joy and love, even when things are a little rocky, so to speak. So.
Yeah. I always remember, like, I think it was at at the last vestry meeting that you attended. And do you remember everybody was kind of going around saying something? It can always be like a little bit mortifying when people, just say like nice things about you. And I always remember Alicia had said about you that, like, when you come into the room, it's like a light turns on.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, I recall that. Thank you.
And it's
True.
That's
true.
It's so true. Yeah. Well, any last words, friends? Thank you for coming on, Jahida.
Yeah, so good to see
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for shining your light on St. Peter's Day. We see that you've got your Advent candle.
Yeah.
I am. Thank you. The 7 is hiding, so I'm kind of like worried I might pass the day. But I love that. I love the idea of the candle. So thank you very much. That was a great little project. Actually, it's fun.
Yeah, shout out to Julia for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Julia. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. Oh, wait, bonus question. Oh, I think sorry, one last question from Melissa. What is Jahida looking forward to in 2021?
I wonder why she asked this. So I don't know if I mentioned it to others. I think I mentioned it to Melissa. My husband and I are expecting our first child. So that's the big 2021 thing.
Oh my God, that's so.
Congratulations.
You know, when you came on the screen earlier, when you I first saw your face on the screen, I was like, she looks like she's having a baby, but I didn't you don't say that to people. You have to let them reveal it. But just something about your face is revealing that. That's beautiful. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what a baby boom at St. Peter's.
I know.
No.
Because Jahida, I don't know if you were on when Gregory and Jenna were on, but they just announced that they're expecting.
That's awesome. I mean, it's kind of exciting because I feel like we'll all have these kids at the same time.
Yeah. All together.
Yeah, and Michael and Leisha can give you all parenting advice. The kids.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll join him then. Oof.
Yeah.
Deep breathing. Deep breathing.
Especially
walks.
seniors. Deep breathing. I like that. I'll start practicing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you say you're expecting the baby?
In May. May
Yeah.
16th is the
I think
supposed due date.
that's when Gregory and Jenna are also.
I know, it's kind of weird.
It's a quarantine baby boom.
I know, it's totally the COVID baby boom. I'm telling you.
You run out of things to watch on Netflix.
It's like, all right, what else is there?
This is what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how are Michelle and the baby?
They Amara now. Amara's here. It's been a few weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Amara.
They're doing well. All that from what I've heard so far, I think they're doing well. And actually, on the 20th, they are going to be on. They'll be the family that lights the Advent candle.
We'll get to
Okay.
Amara.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Good. And what was the baby's name again?
Amara.
Mara.
Amara. Okay. Oh, beautiful name, Amara.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, we're so happy for you, and Matt, Jahida. So
Thank you. Thank you, and thank all of you for your hard work. And you've made this year a special year for us and for the church community. And I know it hasn't been easy. So thank you all very much.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you. All right. Well, friends, it's been great to have you on The View with us. So we will see you next time.
Happy St. Nicholas Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was Friday?
Today.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yes. Happy St. Nicholas Day. Do you want to say just a quick word, Michael, about
Oh gosh.
the fact
Well,
that Saint
so I mean, he was a bishop from I think like Turkey, and there's a story about him, sort of like St. George, like rescuing a young girl from like a dragon, and also he was known for his generosity. And so in a lot of European cultures, on the feast day, on the eve of St. Nicholas Day, children will put their shoes out, and St. Nicholas will come around and put little treats in their shoes. So at the Delashmet house, my kids put their boots out last night, and I think Saint Nicholas came by and put little treats in their boots this morning.
Oh, so that's where the stocking thing comes
Yeah, yeah.
That's where it comes from. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for the church history lesson.
Yeah, I really should have like brushed up because I could be totally wrong, but it's okay.
It's like
It's like the dragons, and then there were these elves, and
And yeah, these reindeer, but like nobody had seen reindeer before. It was really, and they flew. I don't know.
yes. All right. Well, happy St. Nicholas, everybody.
Yeah.
Just quickly, the Howards say that they are well. Since we were asking, they say they are well, and it's Amara Joy Howard. That's to you guys.
Yeah, they're happy for you. All right. Okay, guys.
All right, guys. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. See you next time. Bye.